Okay.
Hello, and welcome to Homer for Wednesday, July 30th, 2025, Mountain Time edition. Today we will be reading from lines 575 down to 595. That's quite a lot. This is a very exciting passage, which includes the end of the fighting in Book 11, which will not be taken up again for another book until Book 12, so please enjoy. Now when Eurypylus, the brave son of Euaman, saw that Ajax was being overpowered by the rain of arrows, he went up to him and hurled his spear. He struck Apisaon, son of Phausius, in the liver below the midriff, and laid him low. Eurypylus sprang upon him and stripped the armor from his shoulders. But when Alexander saw him, he aimed an arrow at him which struck him in the right thigh. Keep in mind, the right thigh. The arrow broke, but the point that was left in the wound dragged on the thigh. He drew back, therefore, under cover of his comrades to save his life, shouting as he did so to the Danaans, "My friends, princes, and counselors of the Argives, rally to the defense of Ajax, who is being overpowered. And I doubt whether he will come out of the fight alive. Hither then, to the rescue of great Ajax, son of Telamon." Even so did he cry when he was wounded. Thereon the others came near and gathered round him, holding their shields upward from their shoulders so as to give him cover. Ajax then made towards them and turned round to stand at bay as soon as he had reached his men. The word they use for that is ethnos. Now, don't have my lyre with me, but we'll try to sing. Hondosun noes euaimonos aglios huios, Europolos buhinois sibias domenon velesi, Sterra parautonion kai acontis aduri paenoi, kai balafausa iden apisauon apoi minalaon, parhupo papidon ethar dupoguon atelusin, Europolos taporus kai ainu totel capoomon, Hondosun noes and Alexandros Theoedes, Theokeapai numenon apisauon osautica toxon, Helketatau Europoloi kai min balemeron ovistoi, Daxione claste de donax evorune de meron, Apsetoron sethos acas de tokea la lenon, Ausende diapusion de nois gegonos, O pilo argeion he gator sere merontes, Stetla licentes kai amunite nele seimar, Aiantos peles pias de teu de hefemi, Felxeth polemoi o duseke o sala malanten, Histastan paiante megante lamonion huion, Hossefatur polospe blemenos oiro parauton, Läsioias tessan sekä oimos si clinantes. Tuorata naskomenoitoin dan tios aeluf naias. Stedeme tastreftesse pe hiketo ethnos etairon. So there's two uses of the word ethnos in this passage. That's where we get ethnography from, or ethnic group. And here it's interesting that the exchange of words between, the exchange of the words that are between the heroes and their comrades are different from the poet's use of the words. So when he says, we need to go support Ajax, we need to go support Telamonian Aias, right? He says, we have to do it because I don't think that he's going to be able to stave off these arrows. So you leaders of the Argives, remaining, right? This is different than this idea of going back to one's men as like an ethnos, right? Obviously their ethnos is a little, in theory, like a little wider than just the hegatonos, right? But as it turns out in the Iliad, everybody on the battlefield is both a hegemon and also part of the ethnos. The other thing I want to mention is that this is a wounding scene. So when Alexander shoots the arrow, it hits the right thigh, right, of the man who is going for try and get the armor off of the Apisaon, which is not a Greek name, by the way. Another fun fact. So many fun facts here. The wounding of the right thigh, the wounding of a soldier, which then leads to them retreating, right, while they're trying to get the spoils of somebody they have killed, is always done on the right side of the body. It is always dexion. I don't know, there's probably some deep reason for that, but it's just worth noting. And it's also worth noting that with this passage, we segue out of, as I noted, the fighting from Book 11. And you would think that in Greek times that many people would have had war accounts of both retreating and advancing, but in the Iliad and in epic poetry as a whole, the retreat is never described. You only get up to the point where they go back to the ships, and then the recount of the actual going back to the ships is not accounted for, which I think describes and encapsulates the Greek sense of noteworthiness for battle. This is where the epic world actually coincides. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed 575, 595, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.